The psychology behind rich people's habits. Why do some people seem to get richer every single year, while others stay stuck no matter how hard they work? It's not just intelligence, it's not luck, and it's definitely not motivation. The biggest difference is hidden in tiny daily habits. Because wealthy people don't think like everyone else. They see money differently, they use time differently, and most importantly, they train their psychology differently. And once you understand these mental habits, you'll start noticing them everywhere. So in this video, we're breaking down the psychology behind rich people's habits, and why these behaviors quietly separate the wealthy from everyone else. Part 1. Rich people think long-term. Most people make decisions for today. Rich people make decisions for 5 years from now. That's one of the biggest psychological shifts. Average thinking says, I want results immediately. Wealthy thinking says, I'm willing to suffer now to win later. That's why rich people invest money instead of spending it. They build skills before they need them. They network before opportunities appear. Because they understand something most people ignore. Small actions repeated for years become massive advantages. Reading 10 pages a day sounds useless, until it becomes 12 books a year. Investing small amounts sounds slow, until compound growth changes everything. The wealthy are obsessed with delayed gratification. They can ignore short-term pleasure for long-term freedom. And psychologically, that gives them a huge edge. Part 2. They protect their attention. Poor people often spend money carelessly. But modern rich people protect something even more valuable, attention. Because attention creates income. If your brain is distracted all day, you can't think deeply. And deep thinking creates businesses, investments, ideas, and opportunities. That's why many wealthy people limit noise. Less drama, less scrolling, less reacting. While everyone else is consuming entertainment for hours, successful people are learning, building, or planning. And here's the scary part. Most apps today are designed to hijack your focus. The average person checks their phone hundreds of times a day. That destroys concentration. Rich people understand this psychologically. Who controls your attention, controls your future. Part 3. They value assets over status. Most people buy things to look rich. Actually, wealthy people buy things that make them richer. That's a massive difference. The average person sees money as something to spend. Rich people see money as employees. Every dollar can either buy temporary pleasure or generate more dollars. That's why wealthy people focus on assets, businesses, investments, skills, real estate, content, systems. Meanwhile, many people stay trapped buying liabilities just to impress others. Expensive clothes, luxury cars they can't afford, status symbols for strangers who don't care. Psychologically, rich people are less emotional with money. They ask, will this grow my future, or only feed my ego? And that single question changes everything. Part 4. They fall in love with learning. One hidden habit of wealthy people is constant learning. Because money rewards value, and value usually comes from knowledge. That's why many successful people read constantly, study markets, learn communication, and improve skills. They know the world changes fast. The psychology here is powerful. Poor thinking says, I already know enough. Rich thinking says, what don't I know yet? Curiosity creates growth, and growth creates opportunities. That's why two people can start in the same place, but end up in completely different lives. One keeps learning, the other stops evolving. Part 5. They control emotions better. Most financial mistakes are emotional. Panic spending, impulse buying, fear, jealousy, ego. Rich people aren't emotionless. They just don't let emotions control decisions. For example, when markets crash, average people panic. Experienced investors stay calm. When criticism appears, most people quit. Successful people adapt and continue. Psychologically, wealthy people train emotional control because they know emotions are expensive. One emotional decision can destroy years of progress. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation disappears. Discipline survives bad days. And over time, disciplined people usually win. Part 6. They believe time is more valuable than money. Average people sacrifice time to get money. Rich people use money to buy time. That mindset changes everything. Wealthy people outsource tasks, automate systems, focus on high-value work. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos about money, psychology, and self-improvement.